Let's talk about bombing babies. For the past several days, I've seen social media flooded with an outcry for a ceasefire. This is coming from many of you whom I consider to be like-minded people, this humanity and life-loving tribe who believe in peaceful resistance to injustice, who don't subscribe to the myth of redemptive violence, and who fiercely oppose war and all of the atrocities that accompany it. You're my people. These are my values. Honestly, I find myself sick to my stomach even talking about this, just as I felt every single day since October 7th when this entire tragedy began. If you value life, it would seem unthinkable to consider any other stand other than demanding an immediate ceasefire. But here's the deal. This is not your philosophy class. This is not your theological seminary. This isn't your social media feed with the statement you feel you need to make. This isn't theory. The sad truth I so painfully learned and now I need to own up to is that while I've cried peace and equality and humanity, Hamas usurped my mercy and used it as a weapon against our children. While my little boy goes to kindergarten here in Israel and sings songs about peace and learns that peace is the highest goal we'll ever achieve, Palestinian children learn in UN-sponsored schools to dream about killing Jews and being martyrs. Google it. Calling for a ceasefire is only logical out of privilege, because this is theory for you. You don't understand peace is not their dream. You don't understand that the most basic instinct we share as humans of survival is not relevant to them. Hamas teaches people to desire death. They've stated plainly, time and time again, they will never stop until Israel is extinct and all of the Jews are murdered. Humanitarian aid coming from all over the world funded a military complex stacked with millions of dollars in ammunition, funded the building of an underground tunnel system for terrorists to operate from, funded the building of Hamas's headquarters underneath the biggest hospital in Gaza. Your mercy did that. Your humanity did that. And so did mine. It was stolen, just like the fuel and the food and the medicine sent to help the roughly 2 million people living in Gaza in order to fulfill the wet dreams of the roughly 100,000 Hamas operatives that have been holding it hostage and instilling their hatred in the minds of their civil population. So when you call for a ceasefire, you're calling for Israel to lay down while this bloodthirsty terror organization reorganizes and keeps trying, keeps raping our women, keeps beheading our people, keeps kidnapping 9-month-old babies. Calling for a ceasefire is either absolute and utter ignorance, or it's the age-old hatred of Jews disguised as social justice. There's no other option. If you care about life, here's what you need to demand. An immediate release of the now 229 hostages, 30 of which are under 16 years of age, and many more are elderly, and an unconditional surrender of every single Hamas operative. If that happens, war ends in a second. My question to you is this. Are you willing to sacrifice thousands upon thousands of civilian lives to protect the terrorists who are hiding under hospitals and in mosques and in schools like mice? Are you willing to let their blood spill for your philosophical and theoretical high horse? If you are, you're no better than Hamas itself. Stop using Gaza's children as human shields for your privileged academic argument. And stop demanding that the fathers and mothers in Israel sit quietly and behave while our children are torn from us. Use your voice and demand Hamas to release the hostages and to unconditionally surrender. Israel has no choice. You do.